Now we will be discussing what the utility means and the related concepts of the utility. Now, firstly, let me discuss what the utility actually means. A utility is said to be the want satisfying power of a commodity. No, which whatever wants utility and a commodity is able to satisfy, it is called as the utility in economics, or we can say in other words, we can say it's an anticipated satisfaction by the consumer. So, what is the anticipated satisfaction of a consumer is known as in the utility. Now, basically, when we say the want satisfying power, we actually need to measure this power. What is actually the power of the commodity? So, in this sense, we have two basic analysis through which we can measure this utility. The one is the marginal utility analysis. The another one is the indifference curve analysis. Now, let me talk about these one by one: marginal utility analysis and the indifference curve analysis. Now, this marginal utility analysis was given by Alfred Marshall. So, some of the concepts that some of the important things that you need to note about this marginal utility analysis is that it's just a one commodity approach, or sometimes called as a single commodity approach, and it is also known as cardinal concept. Now we'll talk about this. Let me talk about what are the various assumptions to the marginal utility analysis. The first one is the cardinal measurement of utility. Uh, this marginal utility analysis says that utility is a cardinal concept, that is, the utility is measurable and quantifiable. So this analysis says that the person can actually say what amount, how many units of the satisfaction does he derive from a particular commodity, and this theory says that the money is the measuring rod of utility. Now, what does this marginal utility analysis mean when it says that money is the measuring rod of utility? It says that the amount of money which a person is prepared to pay for a unit of a good without going the amount of money which a person is prepared to pay for a unit of a good then to go then to go without it is called utility. So now it quantifies this utility in the monetary terms and says that it is the amount of money which a person will be willing to pay for a particular unit of a commodity rather than to go without it, and such an amount of money is the actual measure of the utility. So the first assumption of the marginal utility analysis is the cardinal measurement of utility. Now moving on to the second one, that is consistency of marginal utility of money. The second one is consistency of marginal utility of money. Now, what does this mean? That it means that the marginal utility of money remains same throughout whether the individual whether the person or the individual is spending on a is spending money on himself or someone else. Now, what does this concept of consistency of marginal utility of money mean? It says that one important sentence is this: the marginal utility of money remains same. It remains the same whether the person is spending money on himself or someone else. So the utility has to be same whether you are paying the money for yourself or for your friend. For say for example, you go on to and pay the bus fare of your friend, which means that in such a case the satisfaction has to be same as compared to the satisfaction when you pay the money for yourself. Now, if you are paying the bus fare for your friend or for yourself, the satisfaction has to remain same. The third one is the hypothesis of independent utility. Now, what does this theory assume? It says that the two goods are the utility or the satisfaction of the two goods are independent of each other. So this theory says that the utility that a person derives, that is derived by a person from different types of the goods, is simply the sum total of individual utilities. So what does this theory say? Says that there are no complementary goods, and so this theory completely ignores the complementary goods. Say for example we have this pen and ink, or we have this car and petrol. So it says that each of these units are independent. There is no complement. There is no complements between these two. So the whatever the satisfaction I'm deriving from the pen is independent of the satisfaction what I am deriving from the ink. Whatever satisfaction I'm deriving from the car is independent of whatever the satisfaction I'm deriving from the petrol. So these goods are independent. The satisfaction derived from them are independent of each other.